Hi everyone. Today on my channel, I'm going to be making a peanut butter and jelly cupcake. It tastes like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And I want to introduce myself. I'm Debbie, if you're new here. And on my channel, I do a lot of recipes, baking and desserts, quick dinners, crock pot cooking, casseroles, and I have a bread machine. I like to bake bread and different doughs and cakes in my bread machine. And I also have an ice cream machine, and I'll show you some ice cream recipes too. So check out all my other videos. And if you're not subscribed, hit on that red subscribe button and give me a thumbs up, and then hit that little bell icon so you're notified of every video that I do upload. Okay, pull up my sleeves here so I don't get too messy. Ooh, wait a minute. I got to put on my kitchen scarf that my sister got me for my birthday. It's really cool. It's made out of a kitchen towel on each side, so you can just wipe your hands on that if you get messy. Okay, so in the bowl, first we're going to put in a yellow cake mix. Could be any brand you like. Dump that into the bowl. Next, we're going to be adding 3 eggs. I just dump them all in at the same time. I've had them sitting out a little bit at room temperature. I think they incorporate a little bit better if they're at room temperature. And then the next thing we're going to be adding is a cup of water. I got that pre-measured out. And the last thing before we beat this up is 1/3 cup of peanut butter. Any brand will do. This is actually half Jif and half Great Value. A little bit left in my Jif jar. I know this recipe probably isn't going to be for everyone because there are people out there, adults and kids, with peanut allergies. But I have been blessed to not have any of those in my family. And this really is a good recipe if you don't have to deal with any of those allergies. So I hope you guys all try it. Okay. So I've got my cake mix, my eggs, water, and peanut butter. Now we're just going to beat it up. Get my mixer going here. A good old Sunbeam I've had for a few years. Just says mix it for about 30 seconds. Got to scrape my bowl sides. Okay. And then we're going to just fill our baking cups for the cupcakes. Move that over there. I use a little scooper. It says fill them 2/3 full. Just depending on how big you would like your cupcake, how big a dome. Some people like theirs level. Some people like theirs with a big dome on it. I kind of like mine in between. I like a little dome, but not flat either. You can smell the peanut butter in here. I like to err on less than more, because when you get, it just depends on what everybody likes. But when I'm icing my cupcakes, if I have that great big dome, I just kind of find it's a little bit harder to ice that way. Okay, we're going to set those aside. I'm going to fill another pan. When I have my grandchildren here, they usually like to put these in for me. I have no helpers here today. I made a video with two of my granddaughters. If you haven't seen it yet, we had a good time. You'll have to scroll down and find that one. It was the oatmeal scotchies, which those cookies turned out delicious. So let's see how many we can get filled up in here. It's a very thick batter from, adding the peanut butter. Let me get this out of the way. And now, before we put them in the oven, we're going to add our jelly, grape jelly. We're going to put 1 teaspoon of grape jelly on the cupcake. Just placing it in the center. Now, when these start to bake, what that does is, I guess the heaviness of the jelly, it actually will drop down and go into the center of the cupcake. Ended up making 22. We're going to bake these in a 350-degree oven for about 18 to 20 minutes. So I'm going to put them in and I'll meet you back here. Okay, while we're waiting for our cupcakes to finish baking, we're going to make our frosting, which is a peanut butter frosting. So to that, we're going to add, or start with, a 1/2 cup of butter, which is 1 stick. It's already softened. To that, we're going to add 1/3 cup of shortening, which I've pre-measured. Woo! And then we're going to blend that together till creamy. Then we're going to be adding our peanut butter, which is 3/4 cup. Going to mix that together. Let's add in a teaspoon of vanilla. 1 teaspoon. Love that smell. Gonna mix that in. And then we're going to gradually add in our powdered sugar, which is 4 cups. So 4 cups of powdered sugar. I think I'm going to do them one at a time so I don't make a powder mess all over. I'm just going to try to shake it level. And after this, we're going to add our milk. which I'll need to go get. I just don't like milk sitting out. When I'm getting all my ingredients out, I'm like, that'll be the last thing I get out, and then I don't get it out. But this is making quite a bit of icing. So I'm not sure if you can freeze this. I'll have to look into that. But if it's regular buttercream, I usually have a big batch and freeze it from my Christmas cookies, and then I use it again in February. I may keep it in the freezer 3 or 4 months, and it's fine. So I'm going to add my milk now. And it's 1/4 cup of milk. I'm just going to add this a little bit at a time, just in case I don't think I need all of that milk. Probably will, but let's just add it gradually. And I think I'm going to need all of that milk. And according to how creamy or thick you would like your icing, your frosting, you can add a little more milk, a little less milk, but I would just do it gradually. I'm going to taste it a little bit. Just the right amount of sweetness. It's perfect. So when the cupcakes come out, I'll bring you back and we'll get them frosted. And of course, do a taste test. So here they are on the cooling rack. They came out of the oven. And as you can see, the jelly settles down into the middle. On some of them, it doesn't settle in the middle. It kind of goes on the side, but that's okay. So we're going to ice these now. Let them cool a little bit longer and then ice them. I've started icing some of these. We're going to finish icing them. I'm just using a little icing bag. I'm not a professional, trust me. I just have done this on the side, and I do it with my grandkids on Valentine Cookie Day. They love doing it. But we're just going to finish these off, and then we're going to taste one. You can just slather your frosting on with a knife. It tastes just as wonderful. Okay, here we go. These are the peanut butter and jelly cupcakes. You can see some jelly that's in there in the middle. Oh, wow. They do taste just like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So if you know somebody that likes peanut butter and jelly, make these for them. Let me know how they turned out in the comments. Until next time, take care of yourself and each other. Bye. And one last step. At the end, you take some grape jelly, put it in the microwave, then put it in a squeeze bottle. It's liquid then, and you just drizzle it over the top. Once it cools off, it sets a little bit, and it's delicious.